Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be discussing something that is really close to my heart as it was really a big part of my childhood growing up. And that would be the 30th anniversary special called Once and Always. Wow, it's been 30 years. I feel so old now. I'll say up front that if you grew up with the Power Rangers, especially the original Power Rangers, you definitely need to watch this special. It is a love letter to the original series. I will say it's not without its faults, and I'm going to discuss the good and the bad today. I don't want to go too much into my personal history with the show. I want to try and keep as much as I can on this special. And hey, my history with Power Rangers and Super Sentai, that could be multiple other videos. What I will say for context of this video, I was 6 in 1993 when the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers had debuted, and then I was the last of my friends to stop watching it during its original run. It was sometime during the Turbo season that I checked out from the franchise. I then was brought back by stumbling across Ninja Storm in 2003 and have been a loyal fan of Power Rangers since then. And when I stumbled across Super Sentai when I was in college, I became a fan for life of Super Sentai as well. The special does a lot of things right. Bringing back many of the original actors was perfect. Making Billy, played by David Yost, and Zach, played by Walter Jones, the leaders of the team, was a perfect way to reward the actors and the characters for their years of loyalty and dedication to the show and the fan base. Billy has evolved to become a much more likable Tony Stark figure, and then building off of the character Zach's exit from the show, he is now a U.S. Senator. One actor I really wish had reprised her role was Amy Jo Johnson. She has not publicly said why she has not appeared in the special. She at least will say it wasn't because of money. Her place is filled in with a suit double, and that's the same for Tommy, Jason, and Trini. These three other characters being replaced by basically cardboard cutouts is understandable when you know the details of the personal lives of these actors involved. In September 2001, Thuy Trang was killed in an auto accident. Then in November 2022, Jason David Frank, who played both the Green and White Ranger, ended up taking his own life after battling depression and other mental illnesses for many years. We finally have Austin St. John, who during production of this video is still in a legal battle for his freedom against the US government, where he could be facing up to 30 years in prison. So the special is built around Billy and Zach with one new character named Min, who is the daughter of Trini. The actress who plays Min is named Charlie Kirsch, and she is completely overqualified for this role. The 6 original actors all had extensive martial arts training or were professional athletes in some way. Notably, David Yost and Amy Jo Johnson were professional gymnasts when they joined the show. And then Walter Jones had a background in dance, and he created the martial arts form of hip-hop Keto, incorporating dance with basic martial arts, and then making that his character's signature style. Now, Charlie Kirsch is 17 currently. She began extensively training in martial arts and dance when she was 5, and then that's also when she became an actress. While doing my research on her, I was able to see that she has competed in many tournaments across many forms of martial arts and has won a fair few of these tournaments. She is absolutely legit when it comes to her fighting ability, and I would not want to run into her in a dark alley. She is incredible in her performance, and using the special to pass the torch off to her is just worth the price of admission alone. You know, good job, Netflix. You got my subscription for one more month. You happy? I had to come back to see this. Whenever these 3 actors are on screen together, there is just magic in the chemistry that they share. Some of their dialogue can get taxing at times, but we'll get there. So just to have all these characters working together, along with the returning Catherine and Rocky, it's great. The writers made no attempt to try to explain any of the inconsistencies within the lore and the storytelling, which you kind of needed it for a special like this. Because not every person who sits down to watch this is going to be one of those fans like I am, who has been watching this almost nonstop for 30 years. Heck, I could probably make a 20-minute video explaining all the things that they did wrong in this. Will I? Maybe, but I'm not going to do that right now. Now I'm at the part where they got some things wrong. I know CGI peaked in 2009 with the release of Avatar and Iron Man, but this is just inexcusable. The Zords from the 1995 Power Rangers movie look on par with what they gave us in 2023. They had access to the stock footage. Why couldn't they just have given us stock footage of the Zords? The campy models and the guys in the plastic suits again. It would have been on brand and nostalgic for us longtime fans. Did Netflix give them no budget? I honestly think I'd rather have seen no Zord battle than the one that we got just because of how terrible it is. Now my second gripe with the special, the villain. Power Rangers has had some iconic villains in its 30-year run. This was lazy even by Power Rangers standards. I'm just facepalming right now thinking of this thing. Repeat after me. Robo Rita? I'm not even making that up. That's literally the name that they gave this thing. And what is it? Oh, it gets even better. This is one thing that they kept consistent with the lore. For the series finale of Power Rangers in Space, Zordon sacrificed himself to eliminate all evil from the world, making both Lord Zed and Rita Repulsa human and stripping them of their magic and their evil. At least when it came to the 15th anniversary, they tried to be original. They really did. For that two-parter in Operation Overdrive, they brought back 5 different Rangers from different seasons, along with, again, at least they tried in this one. The villain was the child of Lord Zed and Rita. Again, they tried to be original, but how did this abomination be birthed? It gets even stupider. Billy and Alpha 8 were looking for Zordon. What they actually found was the collective evil of Rita Repulsa, who then manifested itself into Alpha 8, becoming Robo Rita. And it gets even worse. What is her plan? Oh, it comes straight out of Doctor Who. She builds a paradox machine that is powered by the Rangers themselves. So her monsters are turning all the actors who didn't return into just plastic figures and then using them as batteries to power the machine. If only Toys R Us was still a thing, it would have made work so much easier for her. Come to think of it, this special was shot in New Zealand. Does New Zealand have Amazon? That would have made things much easier. Now, what does she want to do with this paradox machine? She wants to create a wormhole to go back in time and to see her younger self and to work together with this younger self to overpower the Rangers. I've seen a lot of stupid things in Power Rangers. This is really stupid. If you have a time machine like this, why wouldn't you just go back in time and, defeat them as children before they have powers? Oh, wait. I can think of at least 3 times when they did that in the original run of the show. At least that would be on brand with the franchise's campiness and predictable storytelling, for most villains at least. One thing I want to praise in this special is the way that they dealt with Trini not returning as a character. Very early on, Rita casts a spell that is aimed at Billy, but it ends up killing Trini after the suit stand-in takes the blow for him. After learning about her mother's death, Min then spends the next year training because she wants revenge against Robo Rita for what had happened. And then she also has gripe with Billy when she finds out the truth of how Robo Rita came to be. She blames him for her mother's death just as much as Robo Rita. Not just for unleashing Robo Rita, but also the fact that her mother gave her life to protect Billy. Now we come to the last issue that I have with this special, and it has to do with the interactions between Billy, Zach, and Min. After Trini's death, Zach becomes Min's legal guardian. First, it's a little weird that he then moves into Trini's home. Then the way that Billy and Zach keep telling her that she's not ready, that she's too young to fight Robo Rita. You know what's incredibly ironic? The original actors all ranged between ages 20 to 24 when they shot the first season of the show, but they were all playing 16-year-olds. In theory, Min's character is 16, which is roughly the age that she was when they filmed this. Comes off as a little disingenuous when they're telling her that she can't do the same thing that they were doing when they were her age. Does she have potential to be a hero? Yeah. Does she need guidance? Yeah. But guess what? They don't give it to her. They just tell her to sit back and wait for them. Now, does she steal her mother's morpher and then go pick fights hoping that it would lead her to Robo Rita? Yes. Does it get her into trouble? Absolutely. Does she learn from it? Actually, yes. And then by doing a selfless act, it actually unlocks the morpher for her. And then she becomes the new Saber-Tooth Tiger Ranger. And I'm not going to lie here. I was tearing up when she unlocked the morpher and was able to morph for the first time. That was touching and well done. And I will have to say this again. If you were a fan of the original show, you need to go out of your way and see this. Netflix and Hasbro, I have my qualms with you, especially Hasbro, and I'll get to you eventually. But for this one, you did good. And thank you for not making this a complete cash grab and being somewhat faithful to the original show. Thank you for bringing back these characters who touched me and helped build me as a person Tweet Trang and Jason David Frank, we miss you. Thank you to Austin St. John, Walter Jones, Amy Jo Johnson, and David Yost for being such important figures in my childhood. That's where I'm going to end this video, guys. Take care of yourselves. I hope you have a wonderful day, and may the power protect you, always. Once a Ranger, always a Ranger.